And some more. Any colour.
I don't even know what colour. I think I've got blue and yellow.
Get them quick, because they're eating all. Quick.
It's just grabbing on.
Yeah?
Yeah. How to get out. Is that enough?
Keep going.
2 more left.
Okie dokie. Yeah. You better be quick because there's really none left.
I've got Pinky Dinky.
Okay, you got pink. Alright.
Oh, red. There's the last.
Oh, poor little red.
There you go.
That's it, Red. You jump in.
Things hardly got done. I want to do some more quick on it. Let's stay still for a while. Take a picture. You know, I've got to find your newspaper.
Maybe, Emma.
Yesterday, Chris Jeffries, the investment partner of Anguilla, talked to people including our own sponsor. I made some comments which were very much based on that. Are you able to give us anything about anything that I said to you, I'm not prepared to know. So you didn't see how that evening? Say that I saw the
Perfect.
Yes, I mean, the last half an hour, this was sort of burst into a sort of group activity, group activity and forensic activity inside the flat, but also 2 low loaders that turned up, and I'll tell you one, which is a process of removing Chris Jeffries' cars, one of his cars, or certainly one of the cars that people are interested in. This is well, you can see something of it, I think, behind our activity. It's a silver Pride Le Neon car, a small family-type saloon, which Mr. Jeffries was driving yesterday. We saw him coming in and out of the flat a couple of times, but that's the car. It's parked, what, 25, 30 yards away from the top of the flat, where it was working with disappeared. That car is going to be removed for a much closer forensic examination. In fact, the police haven't done anything about it up until now. So that's about to disappear to some police facility somewhere where forensic officers will pore over it. But we're also told they want to get into the area of the forecourt of this block of flats here.
Have you got them all in the picture?
Whether that's Joanna Starr or...
Have you got them all in the picture?
Sort of.
I've got way of them. And I see your hands, I'm recording now, I've got your hands in there.
That's fine.
5:32.
Although it's not clear whether this was the Christopher home. It was told that this someone was arrested in the street, but following through here then saw nothing of that arrest. So it suggests that he perhaps had another property in this street. Let's just go back and have another look at the car. Definitely looking into the air. We saw earlier on the parcel shelf of the car. There were a couple of applicants, each directly of Bristol and some other applicants. But for all intents and purposes, a rather anonymous vehicle, but this was the vehicle that Jeffrey was using yesterday, coming in and out of the flat, and clearly police have a great interest, and they hope that it will throw up vital clues in this investigation. Mr. Jeff was arrested a couple of hours ago at an address in the street, and police now have 96 hours in which to hold him before they have to decide whether to free him or charge him. But clearly there's an awful lot of work still to be done on another vehicle that we think are going to be and also that continuing forensic examination of Mr. Jeffrey's flat here. And of course there may be other properties we think that Mr. Jeffrey owns or has access to, and they of course will become of great interest to the police and the forensic staff now that Mr. Jeffrey is suspect for his murder.
And in terms of the profile that's building up of Mr. Jeffrey Johnson, as you say, a owner of multiple properties, a former English lecturer as well at a local college there, and to some degree at least an active participant in the local community, perhaps even a co-chairman of the local neighbourhood watch.
Well, that's what
I'm a part timer.
yes, I'm sure today goes on, we'll build up a much clearer picture of Mr. Jeffrey and his background, but certainly a former lecturer at the local independent school, Clifton College, a day and boarding school for boys and girls, and we understand that he's one of several ex-lecturers who have flats in this building. It appears that most of the flats here are owned or at least occupied by former lecturers. And it was the 2 ground floor flats that were rented out to either students or at least younger people, and it's one of those that Joe Yates and her boyfriend Greg have been occupying for the past, well not for long, for the past few weeks, sometime around the end of October, they've moved in there, and the adjoining flat is occupied by a couple of, we think, foreign students. Now that first vehicle of Mr. Jeffrey is now being taken off to some local police facility and will be the subject of the intensive forensic examination as the day or the days go on. And as we were saying earlier, there is another vehicle that's parked on the grounds of this block of flats, which certainly there are 2 low-rate vehicles here. But the forensic search of Mr. Jeffrey's flat is underway. That's likely to take a long time, beyond today I'm sure, and we think there are probably other properties that police will be searching as part of this murder investigation. Well, in fact, well, that's our own story.
And the main water in North Island is used to prepare cold emergency and just the time. There's any large enough
And I see what you're recording, because your camera onto my camera.
Clever clouds.
People without anyone involved, many of them for the best part of a fortnight. How did it happen?
Well, I mean, basically, Northern Water knew that this storm was coming along, but those things have been prepared for it. The unfortunate thing is that the citizens of my city here in Belfast have suffered the loss of water and